channel, Saved by an Angel, where I talk about anything that has to do with paranormal, weird stuff, and self-improvement. Because in 2014, I tried to take my life and Archangel Michael appeared. Only reason why I'm here. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to get a hold of my temper issues. If you're watching this video, I'm going to share with you my experiences, what I've learned, and hopefully this will help you. So when I look back to my early 20s, like the year 2000 to the year 2006, I scared myself. Like I was full-blown alcoholic mode. I was 200 pounds working out. UFC was my favorite sport, and I had a Jetwick temper. So, when I got angry, I scared myself sometimes. And, I could talk all night long about experiences I had. But to give you an idea, like one time I was talking on the phone with my buddy, and his older brother had a friend over who, in the background, I could hear him talking shit about me, calling me like a pedophile and stuff. And I ran over to the house and got in this guy's face. And my buddy said when I left there, it looked like a murder scene, and like blood all over the floor and on the ceiling and on the counters and stuff. So, another time, back when I was married, a so-called buddy of mine sent me a text saying something about my marriage being a scam. So I ran over to his house, went inside, and threw one of the lamps across the room and asked him if he had anything else to say. So if anyone knows anything about having an anger issue, anger problems, it's definitely me. And when I look back on those days and I ask myself, or I picture like how far I've come, I'm definitely no saint anymore. I'm definitely not a saint, but I've come so far with my inner Buddha. I chose not to go to either one of my high school reunions just because, know thyself, right? There's a lot of people there where, depending on things they had to say, just didn't want to put myself in a situation where I end up throwing elbows or something, right? So, the temper never leaves. It's there for a reason, right? But getting control on it is a big thing. And when I look back to what really changed for me, there's a lot of things, but just to name off a few, well, the biggest thing was when my mom died in 2013. It really gave me a spiritual awakening to reflect on who I'd become. And, I saw so much anger and sadness and pain that a year later, I decided it wasn't worth living life anymore. And I tried to start my car in my garage. My homie Archangel Michael appeared. So one thing I started doing after I lost my mom to cancer was I started going to meditations. And what I've learned, meditation is such a huge, powerful tool if you have anger issues, because when we have anger issues, you react rather than respond, right? It's almost like you don't have time to sometimes think about things. You just, whatever comes out, right? So what meditation does is, when we quiet the mind, it gives us that time to, when we see something or hear something that we're not necessarily a big fan of, it gives us a moment to decide how we want to respond to the situation rather than just react out of rage or anger, right? So meditation is huge. Another thing that was really big for me was going within and understanding why that temper was there in the beginning. And 9 times out of 10, it has to do with childhood trauma. So going within and healing all these things within me from my childhood and beyond really helped me. Because if you got an anger problem, if you got an anger issue, at least for me, what I noticed is that my jar of tolerance was overflowing with water, right? That represented how much tolerance I could take for stupidity. And so all it took was like a drop and I would fly off the handle, right? So just healing the inner pain that we got inside is huge. And starting with meditation will give us time to quiet ourselves, calm ourselves down, and be able to go within, find out where all this pain's coming from, and heal it. You know, when I look back to my early 20s, the reason why I used to get so mad when someone would say something to me, there's multiple reasons. Number one is I had no love for myself at all. And number two, when someone said something negative towards me, I believed it, and so it hurt. I've learned to love myself so much now where it takes a lot to rile me up, you know. On my YouTube channel, for instance, some people leaving comments like, you know, you're a lunatic, stay off the drugs, buddy, that kind of stuff. And, you know, that would have bugged me in my 20s. And now it's like, you know, I see it as people have the right to their opinion. My stuff's not for everyone, clearly. But, you know, it doesn't really rile me up anymore. I appreciate them watching the video. I appreciate them expressing their dissatisfaction, you know. Cool. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day, right? But, you know, those things were really big. If you got anger issues, start meditating and start going within and ask yourself where all this anger is coming from. Because for me, you know, when, especially in high school, when someone would come up to me and like punch me in the face for no reason, it was like I would just see red, and all these emotions that were pent up from my childhood, you know, I could go from 0 to 100 in 1 second, and before the person knew it, it was like, what the fuck, this guy went from 0 to wanting to kill me. But that's what happened back then when I had a temper problem, right? But if you have an anger issue, you can heal it, you know, regardless of how bad it is. When my mom passed away in 2013 and I reflected on who I'd become, I attempted to take my life a year later because I figured that it was impossible for me to change. I didn't like who I'd become. I was embarrassed to be in this body. You know, it took years and years and years of self-forgiveness, and that's something I'm still working on. For me to say out loud that I'm a good person, sometimes it feels weird. So if you got anger issues, start with meditation and go within and ask yourself where all the pain's coming from. Learn to love yourself more, and the anger will disappear. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the likes and subscribes. Help my channel grow. More people can see these videos. Take care.